Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Viewpoint here on 96.3 FM. We're kind of chuckling because, if you guys are going to watch YouTube after this, I don't know. I'm just warning all of you. Jim broke the tripod, and so the camera may be off tilt a little. So just a forewarning when you go to watch YouTube later on, if you miss the show or get bits and pieces and want to see what's going on here in the studio. But anyway, before we get to our two wonderful guests, first of all, from all of us here at WLCN, we'd like to wish all of you and your family a very happy Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much. Enjoy. But enjoy the time with your family, because that is what matters the most. Not the food. The family time is what matters the most. So turning over to our guests here from downtown Lincoln and small businesses here in Logan County and surrounding counties throughout the state and nation, I got some sayings here. One of them is, when you buy from a small business, you're not helping a CEO buy their third vacation home. You're helping a little girl get dance lessons, or a little boy with his team jersey, a mom putting food on the table, a dad paying the mortgage, or a student paying for college. That's when you buy local or small business. And here's another great saying. If each of us spent $100 a year more on local businesses instead of chain stores, it would put an extra $3 million a year into our economy. Not only that, but it would also create thousands more of jobs. So that leads us into our two wonderful guests. We have Colleen Roate from Spirited, and we have Kathie Williams from Small Town Creations, or just a small town. Well, you are just a small town girl sweatshirt on there. I saw that. So, you can watch on YouTube there. But anyway, thank you both for coming up here to the Radio Ranch.
Thank you.
The downtown looks like it's hustling and bustling. And, so tell us what's going on. I mean, it looks like there's a lot going on downtown.
You're up. Well, as our downtown business group, I mean, we're nothing official or anything, but we all just get together throughout the year, and this is our biggest promotion of the year. But part of what we did is we wanted to say, hey, let's make our downtown a little bit more festive looking, beyond doing a promotion that says, hey, come shop with us. So with sponsorships and the businesses all going in together, we were able to have all of the buildings lit up this year, which was really cool.
That was neat. I saw them putting them up, a few weeks ago. That was neat. Yeah.
They did a great job. So that's our little added extra this year. Of course, Kathie has always, how many years has it been?
It's our fifth year. Our fifth year for the Winter Wonderland.
For the trees. Yep. So kind of tell folks if they're not familiar with Winter Wonderland, what is Winter Wonderland?
So we started it 5 years ago, like Colleen said. We did, first year we did 40 trees, and my goal was for 5 years to have it all the way around the square at 5 years. I think we did that in year 3. And then last year we had to stay on the west side because the east side was closed, it was fenced off. But this year we're back at it. We're all the way around the square. We're at 140 trees. So we got all the trees put up last week, and people took advantage of the nice weather this week and have been really decorating them. And my husband and I were talking last night. I think this is the earliest we've seen the most trees decorated. Usually a lot of people do it on Thanksgiving, but there's a lot of trees out there. But it's just an event. When we started doing the horse and carriage rides, it was nice to be able to be in the horse and carriage and then ride around and everything be lit up. So it's just a great way to express, whether you're doing season's greetings of businesses, sending out, well wishes for the holidays, or if it's in memory, you get to decorate your tree basically however you want. And then Friday night at 5:30, we're going to do a big tree lighting ceremony, and we'll light everything up, and that kicks off our small business weekend.
There's some talented people here in Logan County decorating those trees.
Yeah.
I mean, I have not had a chance to decorate ours yet for the station up there yet. And I'm, driving around with Reese, and he's like, what are you doing for our tree, or for the station's tree? And I'm like, whoa, wow. But I mean, there's some neat trees.
That's what's neat, is to see the diversity everybody does. I mean, you can take, because those trees come to us and we never know what they're going to look like. They're wrapped in netting, and we just put them up, and And so, if you get a little bit smaller tree, it's great because you just show some love on it, and it's really fun to see how
They all look pretty, nice uniform,
They
really,
do.
for the most part. I mean, they do look like
That's my
great,
husband.
wonderful
He's pretty
trees.
like, they got to be straight, 6 feet apart, and so we've had some people in the past that have done, taken a drone up and done an aerial view
neat.
when they're lit up, and my husband always says, look how straight those lines are. I'm like, yeah. But, it's just nice to see that, and it's just a great way to light up the downtown area.
To feel homey
Yeah.
and everything. So if people still have not decorated their trees, what, I know you and I talked briefly about the wind tunnel. People don't realize that downtown can be and is sometimes a
Yes.
wind tunnel. What do you recommend to people if they're still yet or still want to go down there and say, I need to tweak the tree? What do you recommend?
Wire.
Now, do zip ties work great? I've heard some people say
Zip
they
ties-
do use zip ties.
Zip ties work great. Wire works great. We've had some people use bread ties. Those don't work as well because that wire's so thin. We have, we'll do a lot of, like I said, the zip ties, the wire is great. And
Like
it's
the
a
floral wire, maybe?
floral wire is good.
Okay.
Yep, flower's a good thing, or floral wire is good. I can't talk.
Yeah.
But then,
Which our phone lines are open, folks. If you do want to call in and have a question. So anyway, sorry, you got another call.
but they,
don't have that information.
and it's a matter of wiring everything on. We have some trees down there. They just
That would be me.
wire the ribbon at the
And,
top,
we've
but then just let it
talked to
hang.
people
So it's
and
already
we're,
blowing around, and
Right.
We're not interested.
we're kind of trying to make sure that everything stays on. Because unfortunately,
realize
when those
that.
things blow off, they go all over
We're under
the square,
contract for
and
2
so
more
we're
years.
trying to
We're just
keep
gonna
everything
move
pretty.
ahead.
Yeah, because I know these, this weekend, I've heard reports, and I did look up AccuWeather. I know they're saying 19-mile-an-hour winds possibly on
Hadn't
Sunday.
heard that. Thanks for the great news.
Yeah, sorry, didn't mean to, be the bearer of bad news on that, but, but I haven't seen any other reports yet. I've kind of heard them talking on the ag reports that there's possibly a good chance of, good winds coming in on Sunday. So I know last year you kind of put the SOS out there on social media of if you've got a tree, go batten down the hatches. So do you recommend people going there possibly once a week and checking their trees to make sure they are secure,
We
the
do.
ornaments are
We
secure?
put that in the little, I don't know if you want to say contract or whatever, but we, check your tree. The first year when we only had 40 trees, I was out there every single day. You live and learn. Every year we grow and we learn how to do things a little bit better. But I was out there every morning trying to fix trees, and I'm like, we had 140 trees. There's just no way I can do that. So we've tried to put it back into the sponsor's hands.
Right.
Watch your tree. If something looks loose, if something's falling off, fix it. So
Well, it's their responsibility. I mean, they put it on, so.
yeah. We want to be able to continue the tradition, and the county's nice enough. They let us do this, and so we obviously don't want to have debris and junk all over. So.
Right.
I think it was either the first year or second year where we had ridiculous rain. I mean, not rain, wind. And I went out and saran wrapped our tree. A few other people had already done it. And I'm like, this is genius.
Yeah.
Because it took no time to do.
Okay.
And then everything was intact. The storm comes through, or,
That's
the
a great
wind
idea.
dies
I didn't
down,
think
and
of saran wrapping.
you go and you just cut it off, and it was the easiest thing in the world.
Yep.
That's
So,
neat.
yeah.
We had some people, they took the great big huge trash cans or trash bags, and they put them at the bottom. So if the wind does come up, all they do is just take that trash bag up, and then they take it down when the wind's let
That's
up.
a neat idea, too.
And then when you want to clean it up, because it never fails, it's always so cold after Christmas, they have to have them down, because we come in, that's what I like to do on January 1st, is take all the trees down. So people will come in and take everything down, but they said if we just wrap it up in a trash bag, and we can take it home and do it in the warmth of our garage.
That's an idea.
So
That's a great idea
Yeah.
for folks.
But we take the signs down. We reuse the signs year to year. That's how another way we can keep our cost down, because our trees do go up like everything. And so I don't want to raise the price for the trees every year. So if you can reuse your sign from year to year, that saves us a little cost too. So
Now, forgive me, how tall are the trees?
they range.
I know it was in the contract, or...
Yeah, they
I'm not
range
sure,
from
so-
5 to 6 foot.
Okay.
Yeah. Obviously, no two trees are alike. So.
Right. No, I can remember just how tall, but it's beautiful. beautiful if you just drive by and just see the trees, period. So what else? You mentioned carriage rides. So does that cost people? What is that? When are
No,
they
the
doing
carriage rides are
carriage
free.
rides?
Again, it's something that the downtown businesses and all of our sponsors have put together. This is probably the 5th year for that too. Maybe 4.
I think so. Yeah.
And it's on Friday evenings and Saturday afternoons. I think it's is it 5 to 8?
5 to
8 and
12 to 3.
12 to 3, thank you. And it's free. You come up, they're set up right there at the end of the arcade, or right there at the beginning of the arcade, I should say. You come up and we're with a different company the last couple of years, and they kind of do it a little bit differently, so you're not standing out in the cold waiting for your turn. You put your name on the list, they'll tell you what time to come back. And so then in that time, especially on nights where there's a really long line, you can go shop downtown, you can go walk and look at the trees, you can do
Spirited and have a drink.
Go to Spirited, yeah. Up to Gazzardo's, get some ice cream, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a nice way to get people to really enjoy the downtown as well. And you're not standing out there, especially with little kids in the cold, but it's completely free. You just get to go around the square. It's
How many
very
people
charming.
does the carriage hold?
I would say
roughly. Is it
4 adults.
4 adults?
4 adults, yeah. I mean, I think I've seen 4 adults and then 2 littles maybe in the middle. So, yeah, 4 adults comfortably, though.
Yeah.
Where's the company at that you guys have hired that's doing our carriage rides?
Alice does that, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they're
I wasn't sure if it was a local, where they were
They're fairly local. I mean,
Fairly
they don't
local,
come
yeah.
from, miles and miles away, but
I didn't mean to put you on the
remember
spot asking. I couldn't remember, so.
I didn't bring my folder. I have everything in my
They're
folder.
great to work with. They really are.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's just such a charming small town
And
feel.
people on fixed incomes too. Another way to kind of
Right. Yeah.
enjoy the holiday with their family at no cost. That's neat.
Yeah.
That's really,
It's
really
just
neat.
it's free.
Yeah.
So
So what do we have going on for Black Friday? Anything Black Friday downtown specials? Do we know with our small businesses, or are we going to mostly be hitting the highlight on Saturdays for small town
I think
business?
most of us all kick off on Small Business Saturday.
Kick off on okay.
We start our Christmas Express on Small Business Saturday, so that's where you can go to any of the participating businesses. You get a little stamp card, and for any of those participating businesses that you make a purchase at, you get your card stamped. And then at the end of the event, which is the 17th, you get you can turn that in at any time once you get it at least half full, and then get put into a drawing, and every business will donate a $25 gift card. So it's a nice little, either you want to finish up some Christmas shopping or you want to throw it in everybody's stockings. So it's a nice little way to finish up your Christmas season.
And that ends, you said, December 17th then for people to stamp.
December 17th, and we do the drawing on the 19th.
Oh, neat.
and we have 19 participating businesses this year.
Oh, wow.
So it's not. It's almost all of downtown.
Yeah.
And then even a few off, like Highbrow Studio, they're part of it. They're a little bit off, like a block away. But yeah, so it's just everybody that's part of our group, and like to get people in, and it's really nice.
That's neat. What do you guys think about doing for the spring? Do we have anything planned for the spring for the small businesses, or do you mostly kind of
Oh,
focus on, the Christmas time at all, or what
Our two big events, we
What's
try
your two
to,
other events?
well, we try to do, obviously Christmas Express is geared toward the retail, it leans that way more. Then we do in June?
Yep.
June, we do Nashville Nights, and that's geared more toward the restaurants,
the bars
and
and-
stuff.
yeah.
So it's nice, those are our two big events. Now we'll do little pop-up things here and there.
Like last year, we did a little Galentine's thing.
Galentine's Day, we
We might do
did
something
the
like that again this
pumpkin
year.
spice shop hop. We'll do those little things like that. But those are our two big events, is the Nashville Nights and Christmas Express.
So what's National Nights entailed then?
It's so fun. So we do it in collaboration with the City of Lincoln on one of their third Friday nights. So we they do everything that they normally do, and then what we do is all of the bars and restaurants, they have their own bands. And so We have different bands going throughout that night at different times, different venues. I think last year we had five different venues. Like it was us, Alibi,
Lisa,
Sorrento's,
Guest House,
Guest House,
Flossie's,
and then Foxhole. So that was 6.
So 6, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, so it starts at 5, and then we try to stagger the times of our bands so that not, you
So
can
nobody's kind of
see.
competing against each
Yeah,
other.
so we can.
You might have a little overlap.
Well, a little
Yeah.
overlap, but still, yeah,
Right.
not much
But if
at
you've ever
all.
been to Nashville, you can walk down the street and you can hear different music every 100 yards or whatever. So same concept with us. And we shut the streets down, and it's just everything's out
Kind of
there.
a block party almost.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and it's
or a
nice
square
because,
party, so is what it
like
is.
I said, we do it with the city of Lincoln. They're already doing their third Friday, and we said, hey, can we do
Join
the
in.
bands
Tag
and
into
stuff?
this.
And they've been great to work with too, and just real open to our ideas and stuff.
I heard a lot of great buzz about it this year when you guys had it this year. So
Yeah, it was
This was
fun.
our second year
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
So it's just like Christmas Express with Nashville Nights. Every year we try to do something, add something to it. This year for Christmas Express was our lights. Nashville Nights, I don't know what we'll add this year. So
Maybe more venues.
yeah, we might have something up our sleeve. So
there you go. That's neat. That's neat. Well, if we want to take a quick time out, pay some bills from our great sponsors here at WLCN. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll be right back with Colleen and Kathie. Hi, welcome back to WLCN 96.3 Viewpoint, and we've got two great guests in here, two wonderful women business owners. Anyway, we got Colleen from Spirited and Kathie from Small Town Creations, and we're talking about downtown Lincoln and how wonderful it's looking and energizing and breathing new life into new businesses and those buildings. So I want to say kudos to both of you. So anyway,
thank you.
And I'm happy to be downtown finally renting an office, and it's just neat, kind of coming out and going, wow, our downtown is kind of coming around. So speaking of that, yesterday I looked out my office window, and maybe you can shed some light on this, no pun intended. But I saw in the courthouse, are those permanent lights that they're
are.
putting on? So it'll
Did
be
you
on.
see those? They had them lit up yesterday.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, for
they
a
were
little
testing them.
bit,
They were
yeah.
just testing them. So they were installing those. I actually talked to some of the guys that were doing it the week of homecoming, and they're LED spotlights that are going to uplight on the courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, they were telling me about it, and they said, yeah, we can change the colors for different events. I said, well, this is homecoming week, and it's red and green, so could you get busy doing this? And they just kind of laughed. But so yeah, they were testing those yesterday. So I'm hoping that they have those at least maybe for Friday for the tree lighting ceremony, or at least for the holidays sometime. So, but yeah, they had them yesterday all lit up. We were watching them.
So I was wondering if those were going to be permanent. I was like, they got to be permanent.
They are.
We got
Yeah,
guys.
it's been taking them a while to
It has
install
been.
them. Yeah.
If you look around, like above the first floor, you can kind of see like the little boxes, and it's just
It's like a ledge.
yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I looked out and I saw them. I was like, they must be testing them or something, but those look really permanent. And speaking of which, I noticed we visited about this off the air while we were doing our commercial break. It looks like there's big security cameras on that courthouse. You want to explain how neat this technology is when you visited with the mayor? So
When I was talking with them and watching some of the city council meetings, it sounds like the police are into they can tap into this. So if you see somebody with a red sweatshirt and you think something happened there, then they can put in, male red sweatshirt, and anybody in a red sweatshirt will pop up in these cameras, and you can kind of see. So it's just another form of security that's the city and the county have really
it's invested in, really.
invested in. Yeah, exactly, and it's really helping. I mean, I think 90% of the downtown businesses have some kind of security, down there to watch. Just keep an eye on things, but it's nice to, the city's doing that as well, and
Because it costs the small businesses money to put out decorations, and we just had a small town, a small business get, stolen from, and thank goodness for security cameras, they were able to find out who the individual was, and, but anyway, that's just, it's sad that we live in times like that, I will say that, so, but the added security, it looks great, for those big cameras over there.
Yeah, then it's not, I don't think it's tasteless or nothing.
No, it isn't. It looks very,
unless you really pay attention to it, you don't see it.
Yeah, it's not an eyesore, really.
Yeah.
So, what new businesses do we have downtown in Lincoln?
Well, I will say the Bee just moved. They had moved from their old location on Pekin Street. She just moved downtown, and she's next to Debbie's Downtown Forum. Mm-hmm. So it's a great location. I love, I pop in there even more than I normally did before. And then Daily Bliss opened
Mother's Day.
Was
it this year?
Now, for our folks, where's Daily Bliss located at?
Daily
then?
Bliss is next to Hallmark.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So, and that's another small boutique, and it just goes to show you that there's room for a little bit of everything down there because, it's 2 boutiques. Melanie has plants as well as, the clothes and stuff like that, but they both have different buying styles, and so it's something for...
They're really not competing against each
all
other,
ages.
competing with each other,
Right.
really. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they've been really good about cross-promoting, and like they just did the Pink Friday, which was last Friday, where they...
Yeah, and I saw Cindy's Cottage
Yep.
came in, and
And
they were
Cindy
doing
did it too.
Yeah, they did some photo ops in there.
Yeah.
So anyway, when I
Yeah, and
saw
that's
the
all
girls
about,
there.
shopping small boutiques. That's another promotion that was started several years ago, not by us. It's a nationwide thing.
Nationwide, yeah.
Yeah.
I was down in St. Louis, and I actually saw a couple signs out that says, Happy Pink Friday. So it's a well-known thing, but it's neat to see our other businesses just really embracing it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I think the other recent one is Highbrow Studios. She's over on Chicago Street. So, we don't limit, when we always talk about downtown, it's not just right on the square. We'll stretch it out a couple blocks, so we get the downtown area. But Highbrow's over on Chicago Street, and she's got a lot of neat product as well. So, and I think, like Colleen said, that's one thing that we're really good at. We're not in competition. We are, if I had a customer a couple of years ago, well, aren't you worried about somebody coming in selling the same product as you? I'm like, no, because they're not, chances are it's not going to be the same product, so if we're all diverse and we all sell something a little bit different, somebody, I have people come from out of town all the time to buy those little whimsies. Well, they're not going to come to just my store. They're going to go to, to different stores, and then they're going to go have lunch, and then they're going to go maybe get a drink, or, so it really benefits us all to just kind of be in it
It's
together.
great to see everybody, work together and,
Yeah.
the camaraderie. I mean, it's really...
Yeah.
It was pretty fun yesterday. We're closed on Tuesdays, but Troy and I were up there decorating, and we saw some ladies, looking in the window. So Troy goes over and opens. He's like, "We're closed, but you can come in and check it out." And they had taken the train up from Springfield,
neat.
and they were here the whole day. The train
Really?
went back at 5, and they're like, "Yeah, usually we drive, but this year we just thought we would, And they had bags from Abe's, and they had bags from. I think Hallmark. They said they hadn't made it to your street yet. They hadn't gone down to
Went around the other way.
Yeah. So, and then they talked about going down the alley to get lunch, and it's neat. It's neat to see people that are coming from out of town just to
spend
check
money
out what we
in
have.
in our community.
And
really.
I think we take for granted how neat our downtown is when you're living it day in and day out. But when people come into town that, live in a bigger city, even as big as Springfield or Decatur,
Right.
they're like, this is just so cool. This is so neat. It's so small town. And we're like, it's, we think it's great. Of course, we live here, but we appreciate that they can appreciate how neat. And
I like how
and
the businesses
effort.
are all, going together and decorating. I mean, Ethan, who I'm renting from, who owns the guest house, said, if you want to do put up the little candle lights, in the windows. So I made sure I got mine up, and then I put Frosty up because I'm an insurance agent. I'm boring. I don't have retail. So I thought, well, I'll try to have fun with everybody. So I put Frosty in the window, and then I saw somebody say, well, now we got to find Rudolph. So anyway,
Rudolph is down there. You just have to look.
Yeah. So we're, trying to highlight small town, and just that warm feeling. And if you can put, like I say, a smile on a child's face,
Right.
And a lasting memory.
It's just about spreading Christmas cheer.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we're all businesses, we've got to profit at some point, but if we all work together and make it an experience, it's not just going to the mall. I mean, I don't even like going to the mall anymore because it's just there's too many people, but you come downtown and people are nicer, and you get that. We hear this all the time. You get the customer service.
I was just going to say, customer service is astonishing.
You know about your customers. You know if something happened to one of their kids, or if their family's coming in from out of town, and you can ask them about it. And so it's just the customer service and the knowing your neighbors.
Oh, the other thing we have coming up is a Christmas parade.
Oh yes.
Which tourism are the ones that they run that one. But that's Thursday, December
7th.
Yes.
6:30.
6:30.
Which it's just, that is so charming too. I mean, the lights and going through small town. It's just.
Can you tell we all watch too much Hallmark channel? That's what my husband said.
Did you print off the list of the Hallmark movies by chance that are coming
Maybe. But yeah, like Colleen said, it's that's just fun because you don't get that everywhere. So
Yeah.
And it's a great crowd that comes out, and the kids, get to come out and get candy. That's what they're all for, so.
No, it's neat. It is. And I want to say kudos, because circling back real quick to Winter Wonderland, that's not an easy undertaking.
No.
I mean,
That's what my husband says.
that's so. I mean, kudos to him and to you. I mean, that's wonderful. What do you guys do with the trees then after Winter Wonderland?
So we used to, the first couple of years, we would give them to like Lincoln Lakes, and they would throw them in the burn and throw them in for the fish. But I don't know if they can't do that or if they're full or what. So if anybody wants them, they just contact me. Otherwise, we just take them to the city landfill.
Okay. All right. Well, folks, you heard it. So if you need a tree afterwards, for whatever refuge for an animal, whatever, so just get in contact with you
They can
then.
just give me a call. Probably, later in the month than earlier.
No. Do you have anything going on at the Spirited you want to highlight coming up?
Well, we're getting ready to have our 8th anniversary, which is December 2nd.
Yay,
So
congratulations.
that was really fast. Those 8 years have just flown by. So I think we're going to have a little bit of music that night. It's a Saturday night, which works out great. And
Now, do you have a spare room, from what I recall? People
we have
saying-
what they call the Limerick Lounge, or
Right.
what we call the Limerick Lounge.
Can they rent that for a party at all or not?
Yep, you can rent it.
So-
We've had weddings, wedding receptions, bridal showers, birthday parties, baby showers, class reunions. I mean, and honestly, when we first made that room, that was not our plan. It was just for overflow, and we didn't know that we'd have it open all the time, but now we just keep it open all the time. And regular evenings when it's not rented out, you can just it's a place to, because it's a low top tables too, so that helps, because in the main bar it's all high tops. So we get a lot of people over that maybe can't make it up the stairs at Gazzardo's, and they'll come over and sit in the lounge, and then Gazzardo's will serve over there. So that works out really well.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Like I said, again, the businesses working together,
Yeah.
really.
Absolutely. I really think it all happened. One of the great thing about COVID, I mean, if you can say that there was a great thing, but is that it brought us all together. Even more so.
Yeah.
I think we had the time to be together. I think we were all like,
Safely.
oh gosh, yeah. Oh gosh, what are we going to do? How can we keep our businesses up and going? And just all of those great ideas, we just kind of formed a camaraderie.
We did.
Yeah.
I think we, like she was saying, we met, and a lot of emails were, what are we doing? How are you doing this? And it was, and we were all helping each other. It wasn't just, so like I couldn't be open because I wasn't considered, essential, but I, would jump on and say, okay, what do we need to do to help you? And we did. And I think through that hard time, it was just a matter of we all made it. I mean, we're all here still.
That's wonderful.
And I don't think we could have done it without each other, so.
Right. No, proud of all of you. That's great.
Thank you.
That is
Thanks.
great. Well, thank you both for coming out to the Radio Ranch. And folks, the tree lighting, let's highlight that one more time. We're lighting the trees. They're on the square.
Friday night.
5:30.
5:30. We'll have Kickapoo Street, just the one block closed off just for safety, and people can walk around, get hot chocolate or coffee or whatever. But we'll have that shut off for just about an hour, and then we'll open everything up, and you can walk around and admire the trees lit up.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, and happy Thanksgiving to both of you and your family.
Same to you.
Folks, come out and small shop Friday, or not Friday, on Saturday. I apologize there. But anyway, but for all of us here at 96.3 WLCN, the Lord weather willing, we'll be back next week. I think